Now that we've got your attention, let the games begin! Game cartridges assembling. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. First game, Radio Scramble!
Hey, all you people and peopleettes, hello and jello from your humble bumble, Jumpin' Johnny Jumble, or as we say here at Scrambling Radio,
Jumpin' Johnny Jellbum.
Because here at Scrambling Radio, we mix 'em and you fix 'em. Oh, yeah! In other words, my name is really
Jumpin' Johnny Jumbo.
Can you dig it? I knew that you could. And I'll be shoving out the hits, messing up the words, and you gotta make sense of all the nonsense. So let's get the bristles out of this porcupine and stick a winner on the plate with today's #1 hit. It's the with Constable.
Constable, my friends down in the hood, they tell me that I'm just no good, but they can't eat my shorts.
They can eat my shorts.
Constable, I wish that I was 10 feet tall, so they'd pass me the ball, and I'd be the king of the court. Yeah.
It's good. It's all good. That was the scoring with their smash hit, Basketball. Ha ha! Did you get it? And now it's time for another
Commercial spot.
Hey, if you want a quick snack but don't want to try the same old thing, why not try Tammy's Citruff?
If you're feeling hungry but don't know what to eat, try your Tammy Citruff. They just can't be beat.
Oh yeah, Tammy's Citruff have won top prizes at the state fair 30 years in a row, and each year they're sweeter and juicier than ever, cause Tammy puts in tender loving, and of course she cheats. So if you're tired of meat and potatoes, try Tammy's Fruits. Oh baby, can you dig it? I knew that you could. So clones and clonettes, before we send this baby off to Dreamville, let's hear one from the Oddies and their newest oldie, Rupsy Dulcum.
They think they are so hot, like they're a great big honkin' deal. I could look the same as them if I didn't eat a meal. They're the Rupsy Dulcum, with lips the size of New York. I could join the Rupsy Dulcum, except I'm only 5 feet short. I could join the Rupsy Dulcum.
Long, tall, and all, you know what they are. That's the Oddies with Supermodels. Oh, baby. And as we send this model down the runway, this is big time bye-byes from your lonesome onesome.
Jumpin' Johnny Meatball.
That's Jumbo.
Next game coming up. Greetings. Game cartridge loading. Check.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news, and at the end of our newscast, I'll ask you 5 questions about what I've reported. So pay close attention and make sure you're not distracted. Now for our top story today, mummies. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs believed that death was the beginning of a great journey. They preserved their dead through the process of mummification and then buried them in tombs or pyramids with food, clothing, jewels, servants, and even pets. The mummification process was highly effective and has preserved some bodies for nearly 5,000 years. After death, the ancient morticians would remove the brain and many vital organs. For mummification to occur, all water must be removed from the body. This is so bacteria cannot break down the body's tissue. To thoroughly dry it out, they would pack the abdominal cavity with drying compounds and immerse the body in saltpeter for about 40 days. After that, the body was washed, repacked with spices and the drying compounds, and wrapped in bandages soaked in resin. Quite a process, just as Tutankhamun, one of the most famous mummies ever. Hey, by the way, shouldn't we call male mummies daddies? Now let's see how well you were able to remember the facts, and be sure to count how many you get right. Mummies are really scary monsters, a slang term for mother, or preserved human bodies. The answer is preserved human bodies. What is the longest some mummies have been preserved? Over 10,000 years, nearly 5,000 years, or several decades? The answer is nearly 5,000 years. What do the ancient morticians remove from the dead pharaohs? Unwanted facial hair, vital organs, or cowboy boots? The answer is vital organs. The body is immersed for 40 days in what? A bubble bath, powdered sugar, or saltpeter? The answer is saltpeter. And finally, what is the last thing they do to the mummy? Throw it a goodbye party, plastic surgery, or wrap it in bandages? The answer is wrap it in bandages. So, how did you do? Do you think you can make your own mummy? Ew. Oh well, that's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
You fool! This is your one and only Professor Rocket, ready to once again provide you with the greatest game ever to walk the earth. Psycho Man! Whoa! Man, I gotta get that fixed. Okay, game time. Here's how it works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of numbers, I'll show you some pictures. All you gotta do is figure out what the numbers and pictures stand for. Then, just solve the problem. Got it? Good. Then I expect it's time to do some psycho math. I think the age you need to be to vote. Yeah, I'm thinking of running. Then add it to the number of years in a decade. I've always been a 20s type of guy myself. Then divide it by the number of pints in a quart. Got milk? Or a milkshake. Got the answer? Let me take you through it. Takes the voting age of 18. Add it to 10 years in a decade. Then divide it by the 2 pints in a quart. And the answer is 14. 14. Now, that's what I call doing the math. The psycho math, that is. Next up, take the number of years in a century. Put on some clothes, Miss Methuselah. Plus the number of Roman numeral V stands for. You think the Romans didn't know that V is a letter? Now, just subtract the number of frames in a game of bowling. Got the answer? Need some more time? Forget it! We got 100 years in a century, plus the 5 the Roman numeral V stands for, and then subtract the 10 frames in a game of bowling, and what you get is 95. 95. A great year for math. That number's so good, it scares me. You ready to do a lot more? Well, too bad, because this is the last one. Take the noon out. I'm getting hungry. Now subtract the number of sides in an isosceles triangle. Next, subtract the number of zeros in a million. Got the answer? Let's go, let's go, let's go! I got a lunch date. Noon is 12 o'clock. Minus the 3 sides of an isosceles triangle, or any other triangle for that matter. Minus the 6, count them, 6 zeros in a million, equals 3, a cinch. Good job. That's all the time we have for today. But don't be surprised if someday, some way, when you least expect it, someone walks up to you and says, "Smile, it's time for Psycho Math." Haha, Professor Rocket's out.
That was cool. Let's play another. Next game on the way. Dirty Pictures. Watch your backs. Coming through, coming through. Stand by for lens McCracken.
So, there you are. Thought you'd never show. My name's McCracken. Lens McCracken. Ace photo snoop. I photograph crime scenes. Some people say I'm good. Real good. Then again, some others, a lot more others, say I'm bad. Extremely bad. You see, I take pictures. Then, I apply my considerable reasoning expertise using said pictures to solve the crime. You think you can help? Everything about that night was as normal as any other night, except nothing was normal at all. And all the fish in Lake Schmindel were dead. I call it the case of the dead fishes case. Here's the first photo, zoomed in way too close. Hey, wake up. I don't want none of you getting tired after only one clue. We got a long way to go. Hey, you guys gotta pay attention here. You're already on thin ice. Look at the photo. Got it yet? Well, you're lucky, because I don't get it either. Oh, man, this is the last straw. I feel like I'm sucking air here. If I gotta tell you to look at these clues one more time. Okay, sorry, I'm a little bent out of shape. Let's take a look at all of them together. Well, there you have it. At least I hope you do, because I certainly don't. Wait a minute. Don't leave. There is one more thing we could try. My faithful darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? A bike tire. Yes. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? Now let's investigate this, thingy. You excited yet? My toes are curled. Holy cow, it's an ice skate. I'm thinking whatever this crime is, it's against the law. Okay, here's the last photo clue. A straw. Well, that breaks the camel's back, which, by the way, is also against the law. And now we finally know what happened, don't we? Octavia Podiatrisk, the Slovian ice skating Olympic champion, was practicing figure eights down on Old Lake Schmindel when summer suddenly approached, causing the ice to melt and sending her into the warming water. Just then, a paperboy riding a bike on his delivery route saw the flailing Podiatrisk, and although unable to swim, he used the straw from the soda he was drinking to suck the lake dry enough for the skater to walk out, while unfortunately doing away with all the life-giving water the fishes needed to live. The paperboy, embarrassed by his inability to swim, ran away, never to admit his courageous act, and so we crack another case wide open. Perhaps next time you'll pay closer attention so that one day you'll be as good as Lens McCracken, Photo Snoop.
Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's got the boom. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our
lunch. Attention shoppers, blue light special on zookeepers, aisle 5. Okay, everybody, can you figure out who made a meal out of me? Here's your first clue. You wouldn't know it to look at it, but it's one of the fattest animals around. In fact, when well fed, almost half its body weight comes from fat. They've got pads on their knobby knees because they kneel a lot. Like when they sleep. It has hair inside its ears and long eyelashes to keep out sand. Oh, really fat, knobby knees, hairy ears. Could be my sister Arlene. She'll kill me for that. Okay, now here's the last clue. This animal can go 10 days without water, but when it does drink, it takes either one hump or two. That's because it's a camel. A camel, which means it stores fat, not water, in its hump, has pads on its knees, protects itself from sandstorms, and has one or two humps on its back. Woohoo! Uh-oh, camels like to spit up food when they get angry.
Looks like I'm out of here.
I gotta go.
Animal, he's edible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
To another episode of Here We Are, as we follow the adventures of two lost ears trying to find their place in the world. So, here we go!
Hey you! What? Listen to this! Like I have any choice. What's that? I'm tap dancing! But you don't have feet. Yo! Thanks a lot. Ready to play? I'm all ear. First clue. A really sloppy kiss from Grandma. Nope. Let me hear it again. It's certainly not someone drinking a soda. Yes, it is. But where? Next clue.
Beg your pardon. Pardon me. Nice.
You dancing?
Klaus?
Me dancing? No! I don't know anyone else who dances.
It's not dancing!
Then why'd you bring it up?
Will you cut it out and listen?
Beg your pardon. Pardon me. Nice.
It's someone stepping on people's toes.
I knew that.
But where? Okay, last clue. What is this?
Oh, that is so obvious!
Yeah? What is it?
It's a person drinking a soda, then stepping on people's toes as he tries to sit down and watch. A sewing machine!
It's not a sewing machine, it's a film projector. And we are at the movies!
Oh, John, don't ever leave me. Darling, I'd never leave you. I could never do such a thing.
That was beautiful. Pass me a Q-tip.
That concludes today's episode of Here We Are. And we are out of here.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
You wouldn't know it to look at it, but it's one of the fattest animals around. In fact, when well fed, almost half its body weight comes from fat. It's a camel!
Takes the voting age of 18. Added to 10 years in a decade, then divided by the 2 pints and a quart. And the answer is fuck tea. Fuck tea.
The ancient Egyptian pharaohs believed that death was the beginning of a great journey. They preserved their dead through the process of mummification and then buried them in tombs or pyramids with food, clothing, jewels, servants, and even pets.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time.